Now, the protesters took to the streets in protest and formed human chains against government's decision and said that the proposed flyover is only for VVIPs but not for common citizens. And on the other side, the residents of all the areas beyond the flyover are strongly battling for the steel flyover. They say that the proposed flyover will ease the traffic congestion at the flyover. Clearly, a tug of war is on between the people and the government. The government takes solace in the fact that some people did come out in support of the steel structure. But is that the cumulative opinion is what is the question of the hour. It is believed nearly 42,000 people, mostly citizens from north of Bangalore, lent their support to the bridge, vetoing the proposed steel structure, making a strong argument that the government should go ahead with this steel flyover, which will ease the traffic. But on the other hand, there are several other activists who have come out in strong numbers saying that 800 trees will be gutted. But earlier, Congress leader Kalappa and BJP leader S. Prakash spoke to NewsX on the issue. Let's take a listen in.
Yeah, BJP opposes everything that is pro-development, so naturally they will oppose this. This is in fact a flyover which was proposed during their time. In 2010, when the BJP was in power, it was at that time that they had appointed a consultant to look into this entire issue. And in 2012, they actually gave two work orders, in 2010 and 2012, to the same consultant to see to it that this flyover goes through. And it was their idea. But today, when the Congress is trying to have this done so that the traffic can be eased and then the public can be convenienced by this, the BJP is the first party to step out and say and give 100 reasons why it should not be done. So this is typical of the BJP. They are anti-development, so naturally they'll do it. No, that's an interesting charge the BJP makes, because yesterday there was a meeting convened by the minister and all the BJP MLAs came there. They stayed with the minister for 3 to 4 hours. Then after 4 hours, they walked out of the meeting. They said, no, we are not getting a chance to speak. So this is, like I've been telling you, they want the cake and they want to eat it too, like that. So they are very strange people and they have very strange notions about development. Perhaps they want to take the country back to the medieval ages. But they are anyway stopping all kinds of development and the people are very angry with them.
Fortunately, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa should know it's not only the BJP is opposing, even the citizens of Bangalore are opposing. There is a huge voice which is against this construction of this steel bridge. It is 500 crore or 1,800. That more than that, the aesthetic beauty of the Bangalore city is being destroyed by this huge project. They should also give concern to the image of Bangalore, how Bangalore should look. The metro was taken underground before the Vidhan Soda because not to disturb the aesthetic of the Vidhan Soda. Similarly, in and around Vidhan Soda, if you build such a huge bridge, the image of Bangalore gets distorted. See, these factors also the urban planners should give thoughts to it. But this government doesn't give any thought to any of these things. Only they are bothered about the cost and the project and the benefit occurring out of it. And to say that BJP ran away from a responsible person of the ruling party is very unfortunate. You cannot take the opposition to such a light way and can't make such a passing remarks. It's not fair.
Tug of war between citizen groups and Karnataka government over steel flyover construction on Airport Road in Bengaluru. Karnataka government is hell-bent to go ahead with the project, but the citizen group wants the otherwise. Even critics have opposed this project, citing jaw-dropping price per kilometer. Whopping 1,900 crores will be spent on 6.72 kilometers of steel flyover on Airport Road in Bengaluru. On the other side, opposition also protested on this construction and went on to say that this particular project is more of contract-oriented as well as election-oriented project.
You can ask, you are bound. We have a Transparency Act. In Karnataka, the Congress government led by Krishna brought the first Transparency Act in this country. And they can ask, we are transparent in this. We let anyone, L&T has taken this job. You can examine all those.
Citizens in Bangalore are against the lack of transparency in the steel bridge project. And BD has been adamant in not giving the information. And point is that you try to be not transparent when you have to hide something. Okay. Now, luckily for the people and also the country, CVC had come out with a letter in last month, that is 23rd September 2016, stating that even the private corporate sector should join in the fight against corruption.
I don't know the comments of the Honorable Minister, but as a citizen of Bangalore, as a minister of the state, it is the need of the hour. We appeal to all of them. Let us not play politics in this. We don't want to hurt anyone's sentiments or anything. We want Bangalore people to move on. We don't want their time to be wasted in the vehicles. Please allow us to do some work. We know that we have to sort out all the problems, whether it is the power, whether it is the traffic, law and order, anything is there. The government is committed to see that the Indian prestige and the Bangalore prestige.
Let's go across to Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, BJP MP, joining us over the telephone line. Good morning, sir. Your thoughts on this entire battle for this steel structure, this flyover in Bangalore? We're looking at two very strong versions that continue to come out. In your view, what's the way out?
To start with, I am not a BJP MP. I'm an independent MP, just FYI for you. The way out is very simple. It has been known to the government for several months and weeks. It is to conduct a proper public consultation. They ran a very sham of a public consultation, which was only out there for 2 days, and only 299 so-called responses were received.
Okay.
They need to put all the information about this project out there for the citizens to understand, absorb, and then conduct a month-long public consultation. They need to do an environment impact study, because they have used a loophole in the MOEF Act to avoid doing an environment impact assessment.
Okay.
These two things, including a discussion of what are the other alternative transportation mobility solutions that are available.
Okay.
That may be cheaper, that may be higher priority, that may be less, more sustainable, less harmful to the environment. Citizens must see all of the options on the table. What is the impact of these options? What are the costs of these options? And the citizens must be engaged with the government in making a decision that works for them.
Okay, but
Because
Mr. Chandrasekhar, there are some reports that indicate, sir, that a large chunk of people, especially from the north of the city, are in support of this massive steel structure. And there are a few, as compared to that support that's come in, who are objecting to it. So do you think that this sort of a survey that has been conducted is a sham?
It's a hogwash and it's a propaganda, because at the end of the day, the facts are out there. A city of 7-8 million people cannot have a consultation for such a large project, such a disruptive project, where only 299 responses are received. And this public consultation that so-called is held without one piece of information about the project being in public domain.
Okay.
So the issue is not about how many people they can mobilize. This is, politicians have an inherent habit and tendency to be able to mobilize people.
Okay, but what are these primary concerns against the project, Mr. Chandrasekhar? What problems do you think will come about if this project does go ahead?
No. The issue is not about the problems of the project. The people of the city want this project or any project to be done with their involvement. There needs to be a proper public consultation. There needs to be a proper environment impact assessment.
Okay.
How can a city or a government decide to put a steel flyover that is a potential heat island, that is potentially disrupting 850 trees, without one shred of an environment assessment being done?
Okay.
This is not government should not give a choice to the people saying it is development or environment. Choose one of the two.
Right.
Citizens want both.
Okay.
And they believe that they can get both.
But also explain to us, if I'm not wrong, yesterday there was a meeting that was called by the government there in Karnataka over this particular issue in the Vidhan Sauda. What really transpired in that meeting, looking at the Congress as well as the other opposition players and independents like you, who all must have come, we're hoping for this particular meeting. What really transpired? Was there a conclusion on this particular event?
I think it was, the meeting was looked forward to with optimism, because it is the first time that the government has actually engaged publicly, even though it is only with the MPs and MLAs. This is the first time they were actually engaging publicly on this project after all these months of protest. And it was expected that they will listen in good faith to the views of the MPs, MLAs and MLCs that were invited.
Okay.
But what turned out was, I think they wanted a photo op and basically wanted a group of people to say yes, 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 when most of the people are saying no, no, no.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll have to leave it at that for a moment, Mr. Chandrasekhar, but appreciate you joining us, sir. Raju Sabha MP there giving us his point of view on how things really transpired over the consultations over this massive steel project in Bangalore. But let's go across to my colleague now, Sagaraj, who's also joining us live at this point of time. Sagaraj, we're looking at different versions that continue to come out. The fight over this massive steel flyover, where many residents believe that this will come as a solution for the traffic congestion in the city. But there are some who say no, that environmentally this could be quite a disaster. How is the government approaching these two versions? What are they doing about it?
Let me bring across the history of this entire steel flyover. It was initially, which was BJP, which was in power in 2010, went on to do a survey and conducted a survey in this particular road. This is Airport Road, which connects a lot of people who are commuting to airport. So they did a survey and there was a proposal given that there should be a steel flyover or any kind of flyover which should be constructed from Chalukya Circle till Hebbal. So there was a proposal, and in 2014, it was mentioned in the budget of Congress saying that they will be constructing a steel flyover in this particular locality. There was no opposition at that point of time. When there was a proposal given by Congress now, there was an opposition from environmentalists, like many environmentalists came out and protested, and that also includes, the well-known popular environmentalists and opposition leaders, and Rajya Sabha MP, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, who also participated in this protest. And after a few days, there were people of North Bengaluru who came out and said that yes, it is a need of the hour, we required a steel flyover. And Karnataka government went ahead and put the entire project on the BDA side, showing off, saying that this is a project which they are going to, which will be coming over on Chalukya Circle till Hebbal, and they have put out the entire information on the website, and there was also 3D video which was
okay, but Sagaraj, explain to us, one moment, explain to us, are we looking at this politics breaking out over this particular steel flyover only because there is war for credit that continues? Because you said the initial proposal came when BJP was in power, Congress wants to execute this now, consulting all the people in the fray, or are there genuine concerns over this particular flyover, like over 800 trees being cut is what some are saying? Some continue to say that why have such a long steel structure, there should be smaller flyovers connecting that entire stretch, or are there genuine concerns amongst the people? What is the problem here?
See, there are two versions, Akshay. If you talk to the opposition, yes, they allege that there is lack of transparency and there is an environmental imbalance if they try to construct a steel flyover on that particular road. But on the other side, if you talk to the North Bangalore citizens, they claim that yes, it is need of the hour. It is very difficult for them to commute to their respective destinations if they try to travel on their vehicles. So you might be aware that 2 years back, one of the huge vehicles mowed down 4 to 5 college students on the road, which was captured on CCTV camera, and all the other media have run that footage. So there is congestion, there is traffic congestion, there is infrastructure issue in Bangalore. Many companies also try to move out from Bangalore, Bangalore alleging that there is a lot of infrastructure problems.
Okay, I'll have to interrupt you there, Sagaraj. There is some more breaking news that's coming in. Thanks very much.